sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
So it looks like there needs to be a formal deprogramming. Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, we've got some information on Hillary Clinton. Hillary is what I used to call her. I'll try to be nice and call her Hillary Clinton. She is talking about the MAGA extremists and how we need to be deprogrammed. And something's going to happen in October. Well, today is the last day of September. Okay, she's talking about something going to happen in October, and I don't know what she's talking about, honestly, but we're going to check out some information. You are going to really want to stay to the end for this one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, watch the video all the way to the end, click the notification bell. Let's get into it. And so here we have Hillary Clinton saying something will happen in October, compares herself to the Greek mythological figure Cassandra, and launches another Russian conspiracy theory. She loves Russian conspiracy theories. So let's check out this video.
Brief final question. You liken yourself to Cassandra, the Greek mythological figure who could see the future and the prophecies, but was never believed. Putting that Cassandra hat on for the moment, but we're listening. What is something you see happening in the near future that we should be taking more seriously?
Well, I do think that the press needs a consistent the press that's not supporting Trump blatantly, very persistently. The press that's trying to be the press, be objective, be, reporting the facts. The press needs a consistent narrative about the danger that Trump poses. Because, people may still look at the danger and say, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to vote for him for X, Y, or Z. But okay. But at least people need to be woken up and given the facts about what he has done, is saying, and would do. And I anticipate that, something will happen in October, as it always does. The Russians, as I said earlier, are very active in this election. We know the Iranians are active as well. Chinese uses TikTok, or they certainly did against Biden and for Trump. I think they're a little less pro Trump right now. So you look at where people get their information, and they get their information largely from social media. And so the campaign is doing the best job it can to combat both domestic and foreign false disinformation. But I anticipate there will be a full court press in October. The digital airwaves will be filled. And why does that matter? Because the press that is pro-Trump anyway, oftentimes stories are put on digitally that then are picked up by, let's say, at Fox and others. And then those stories are stories, so the mainstream press reports on them. And so that story then takes on a life of its own. There will be concerted efforts to distort and pervert Kamala Harris, who she is, what she stands for, what she's done. The crazy story about me running a child trafficking operation out of a basement of a pizzeria. Don't laugh. It was a huge story. And it got one young man in North Carolina to get in his car with his, assault rifle and drive up to liberate these non-existent children and shoot up a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. This is dangerous stuff. It starts online, often on the dark web. It migrates. It's picked up by the pro-Trump media. It's then reported on by everybody else, which makes sure it has about 100% coverage. And people believe it. So I don't know what it's going to be, but it will be something, and we'll have to work very, very hard to make sure that it is exposed as the lie that it is.
I can't stand her. Lord knows I can't stand her. I just cannot stand that woman. Hillary Clinton is something else. I mean, I know you already know that. Kamala Harris has got her own thing going on. But the thing that makes Hillary more dangerous is she's just intelligent with it. You can't get worse than a smart, evil person. Okay, clearly Hillary has a certain level of intelligence that Kamala lacks. I'm sorry, she just does. I don't know what's going on with Kamala. I don't know if she hits the sauce. I don't know what she does. I'm not saying she does that. I don't know what's going on with her. But Hillary Clinton is clearly, she's clear-minded. She's focused on whatever this evil is she's talking about that's going to happen next month. Tomorrow. It could be tomorrow. I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. She just wants there to be a consistent narrative against Trump. And I'm assuming that is what will be happening. A real media push. They're going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. But a lot of people who are going to vote for Trump don't watch the media anyway. We don't watch that because we know it's anti-God. We already know they lie. So why would we watch it? Our minds are made up. That's for the independent people that might still be wondering what they're going to do. I'm just telling you now, Satan is the prince of the airwaves, and I call it the television. So don't watch television and get your mind messed up. Everybody needs to be praying and looking at the actual facts. Dig deeper into what Kamala Harris's history was in California, with all of the people that she could have freed, but chose to hide information that could have exonerated them and used them for slave labor. She framed some. There's this man called Jamal Truelove that I did a video on. Just be mindful that this is campaign season. People are going to lie. And now one thing about Trump that I will say, he may exaggerate, but like a flat out lie, like 100% lie, he doesn't. I haven't heard him. I just haven't heard it yet. I try to be mindful that he's possibly, saying some things that are not true also. I mean, just because I choose to vote for him doesn't mean I'm going to be blind to things that he does that I don't like or things that he says that I don't like. I'll just mention those. But I'm trying to see where he is not telling the truth, and I cannot honestly find it. Now, every time Kamala opens her mouth, honey, it's a straight up lie. It is a straight up lie. And you see, Hillary has this thing with Russia. She did the Russia hoax with saying that Donald Trump colluded with Russia to win the election in 2016. No, boo-boo. No, you just lost. I know it hurt your feelings. I know it was painful, but you just lost. Now, some people may say, well, Donald Trump lost in 2020. Did he? Did something else go on? Those Democrats like the deal. They like the deal. Georgia is red, okay? Let's just be clear. Georgia is a red state, okay? If things go the way it's supposed to go, it's going to turn out that way. That's just my opinion. That's how I see it, because we have a lot of rural areas. You got Atlanta, which is blue, Savannah, which is blue, central Georgia, that is blue, but everything else is red. Yes. Everything else is red. You cannot underscore the magnitude of all of those small areas. So this is going to be very interesting what's going to happen. So we're going to see. I'll keep on top of Miss Hillary. She really just wants the media. This is going to be a major media push, a major push. And let's take a look at something else.
And then one day I heard Hillary Clinton criticize Tulsi Gabbard for being a communist, a Russian plant. Tulsi Gabbard, who put her life on the line again and again for this country in military service, something that Hillary Clinton never did. And I began to have doubts about what I was being told about MAGA. And when President Trump got elected, I said 80 million people voted for him. How can we dismiss 80 million of our fellow Americans as deplorables? Oh, I don't want to work in Washington, D.C. I have a good job. I have a great life. But I want to help these kids so that we can end the chronic disease epidemic. And I went to President Trump. And I said to President Trump, if you want my help, I am here to do it. And we worked together for a while. But I started to understand that MAGA, for most Democrats, MAGA, Make America Great Again, means going back to the 1950s. And they say it's racist because we didn't have civil rights in our country at that time for Black Americans. They say it's dictatorial and it's against freedom of speech because that was the era of Joe McCarthy. And they say it's isolationist and retrograde. But the more that I get to know you and the more that I get to know Donald Trump, I understand what MAGA really means. And I asked Donald Trump about what he thought MAGA meant, what era we were going to make America great again. And he said, the era of your uncle, John F. Kennedy. And that was the era when America was at its apex, here and abroad. We were the wealthiest country in the world. We owned half the wealth on the face of the earth. The American middle class was the greatest economic engine in the history of mankind. We had a robust union movement that was making sure that American labor had dignity and good jobs. We had virtually every American believed in the accessibility of the American dream, which meant at that time that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you could afford to buy a home. You could take a summer vacation. You could raise a family, and you could put something aside for your retirement on a single job.
All right, that was, as you know, RFK Jr., who was working with Donald Trump, Make America Healthy Again. And I did a live with Tulsi Gabbard. Yes, Restore the Republic, where she had the sign MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And that was in D.C., I believe. So you guys go and check that out. But yes, he mentioned Tulsi Gabbard because Hillary Clinton, who he talked about at the beginning, RFK Jr. was saying that Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset. This woman is in love with saying somebody is a Russian asset or Russian plant. She said that to the women on The View, the cackling hens of The View. She can't even come up with a different country. Girl, can you come up with another story? Because you stuck on Russia. You are stuck on Russia. And Hillary just makes up stuff, just makes it up. And because she comes across a certain way, and people who are left-leaning don't do research, all y'all do, lefties, you look at the television and you do a fact check on your phone and you call that research. That's not research. You need to dig deeper than that because Hillary Clinton is involved in a lot of stuff. Okay. And she got an Obama covered for her and Susan Rice covered for her. Her stuff, Democrat stuff gets covered. Obama stuff got covered, but they got to make up something on Trump. Yeah, they're going to do this smear campaign. It's going to be wild. But and I feel like the media is going to latch on to what RFK said right here. We want to go back to the 1950s. They're going to cut the clip short. I'm telling you what they're probably going to do. I don't watch it, so I don't know what they're going to do. I don't watch propaganda media anymore. Okay. They'll cut it short where he says we wanted to go back to the 1950s. And then the anchors on these lefty networks are going to say, what? The 1950s, Black people didn't have civil rights. So you're talking about pre-civil rights? Ooh, they don't want them to vote. They don't want this. See, I told you they racist. And they'll keep beating that racism horse. Then that's what they're going to do without looking at the whole clip. There are whole entire clips out there. What he meant was, this is what he meant. America was the wealthiest country in the earth. And Donald Trump was talking about the JFK 60s, the 1960s. The only thing I don't like about the 60s, people that kept knocking people off in broad daylight. It's crazy. But anyway, we had a very wealthy middle class, a robust union movement, and we could afford to buy a home, a summer vacation, and save for retirement. That is what he was talking about. But the lefties, those Democrat media people, they're going to cut it short after the 1950s when RFK says that and make it about racism. Y'all need to go find the original clip and listen to the whole clips because Kamala Harris is going to keep repeating things that have been debunked during the presidential debate. I just wouldn't worry about that, Heffel. I just wouldn't worry about it. But I wanted to share this with you guys because Hillary is talking about something happening in October. She's talking about it. She keeps talking about it. And we don't know. We're almost in October right now. So all I can gather is that this is going to be a ramped up smear campaign. And then she talked about us who are Trump supporters being deprogrammed. And I shared a clip with you on another video where Hillary Clinton actually said people who spread misinformation should be prosecuted civilly, probably criminally. She said that. And they call misinformation, it's really the truth. They call the truth misinformation, and they call the lies the truth. Lord help us all. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.